Welcome to this love reading from the 21st to the 28th of April. I've got some new cards, like I usually do. I usually have new cards. So these are the Deviant Moon tarots, and I really love them. So those lay down first. I hope you've been having a good day. It's been quite an interesting time since I've last uploaded. I had to start being able to get time to do it again. I had my son full time up until now. First, I was very sick, as a matter of fact, very, very sick. So was my child. And then as the world kind of went insane, I had him full time and was not able to upload any readings. And I'm now able to find time again to do it. So here I am back again with y'all. I've missed you very much. So the next full moon is on the 7th of April. I think we're actually coming into a new moon soon. Not exactly sure which the cycle is. I should have looked it up before I started trying to talk about it, huh? So let's see what's going on. I know that at the beginning of this year, there was a breakdown in many relationships. Most relationships broke down almost completely. A lot of those came back together that I noticed, but a lot more did not. So these are the energies currently going on, and I'm not even going to bring out another deck to clarify. I've been kind of just reading like this lately. All right, and these cards upside down seem like a terrible thing, but you know what, I will bring out another deck. Let me see. Being called. I just don't, I feel it, but I don't feel it, so I'm not certain. So I'm going to leave this deck alone and move on to the tarot of the cat people or mermaid deck. Mermaid deck. So I've been reading with nothing but these cards lately, but now I'm feeling laying down. The cards went everywhere. They've been wanting to be read on. So these next, I try to get bags that match each tarot card that I read from. And the reason why I do that, so I don't get mixed up, I can just look at the bag, like these are my mermaid cards, and I put a mermaid bag for it. And these are my Deviant Moon cards, and I've got a triple moon charm on it. You know, stuff like that. Now, my tarot of the cat people, I think I tried to find a cat and I couldn't, but I found this really pretty bag, so. And I get a really good cloth with it. Don't know why I'm telling you all that, but there you go. That's how I keep my cards. I have something like 13 decks. It's not a whole lot for a lot of professional readers. Believe it or not, a lot of them have so many cards, it boggles your mind. I'm starting to become quite the tarot card collector, actually. I think I'm talking to you like this because there's been so much social distancing. I needed someone to talk to. Okay. So I did cut those. It didn't look like it, but I did. Now, when every card comes up upside down, I'm going to turn them over. Because that is not the reading. Right. And then I will lay down these. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Doing a little different today, but that's okay. So these are the Tarot of the Cat people. I originally got this deck, not this particular deck, but a deck like this when I was 23. 23. And that is like 20 years ago this year. So I'll be 43 this year. So originally started reading on a deck like this 20 years ago. I can't believe that. I have been reading since I was in my teens. My mother taught me how. Started teaching me how, and then I went off and did my own thing. And I've got these really cool cards. I've got another Oracle Moon deck, but they are a bit more confusing. I need to read the book on them before I work with them. These are pretty straightforward and give the meanings. They're not a big deck, and I forget the name of these Moon Oracles. The book, there it is. The power, it's right here. The Power of the Moon, 26 Oracle cards. But the book that this comes with is phenomenal and amazing. So I really loved it. Okay. And then, of course, because this is a love reading, I'm pulling out the love cards. We've got an extra one that fell down. Okay. We're just going to set this to the side as kind of a, oh, let's see, what am I doing here? I made a little bit of a mess, huh? So there's Taurus and Libra here. Very much Venetian energy going on. So let me shuffle these puppies. How many fell out? Too many. You notice I'm not using my angel tarot cards. Just didn't feel them today. So this lockdown has been a time of serious introspection for a lot of people. I know it has been for me. It has been one where I have done a lot of deep inner dives. I have come out. This is interesting because this has been coming up for a lot of people, codependency. This is in the distant future. So as the week wanes on, I'm here to tell you guys, I'm channeling this, that what has happened is that there's been a lot of codependency for a lot of people, right? And they're not realizing that they're codependent, and a miracle is going to be blessed into your life, and you are going to have your divine person, whatever this love connection is for yourself and this person, is going to, okay, so, wow, that popped down by itself. I think that one popped down all by itself. Whatever this love connection is for this person with you, is you are connected. That's what I hear to say for you guys. There is a deep soul connection here. You'll have to figure out what that is, and that a miracle is going to come, or they didn't realize, you know, how they were treating you or what they were doing to you. I'll do it like this. And they are going to finally come out of a very codependent situation. This could be with friends, this could be with family, this could be with drugs, this could be with drugs that they're connected to their friends and family because of the drugs in this way. This has a lot of meanings to it, and Codependency doesn't mean one particular type of relationship. The relationship can very much be, we've got the twin flame card in the clarification. This can very much be a relationship with a friend that looks inappropriate, even very inappropriate, but it's actually based in a codependent need, and that's why it looks so incredibly close and inappropriate. And in that way, it is actually inappropriate. So hold on, guys. Miracles are coming. All right, so let's get down to the reading. We've got a couple of things going on here, interestingly. So we've got the Seven of Swords upside down. So how I see that right now is this was your person keeping you in a situationship, not necessarily cheating, keeping their options open and keeping you in a situationship to keep you close by so that they could, have the security of having you there without having to fully commit their heart out of their own fears, whatever they might have been, because they have not been willing, and we've got the codependency card, interestingly, here coming up. They've not been willing to give up the things in their life which made you uncomfortable or hurt you, and it was because of, later we're going to find, codependency issues. And the Seven of Chalices, I got this in a reading earlier. So Seven of Chalices is very much a card of codependency, or living in illusion and living in denial, living like drugs and things like that happening that aren't healthy and aren't practical, and like this would be the kind of energy of someone being a drug addict and having an enabler, and that enabler is actually the person that they're codependent on. So that energy is very prevalent here, and with the Devil card, that is exactly what's going on. So this week, now this card, this reading is linear. It's not going to, I'm saying it's from the 21st to the 20th, but whenever you stumble upon this reading is when this reading applies to you. So keep watching. Anyway, the Devil card is very much about karmic situations and karmic cycles and karmic people in your life. And that is what this person was not willing to give up, like drugs and friends that they were codependent on, things like that. So you very much have the energy going on of, with this card out, serious codependency. And the codependency definitely is in an unhealthy use of drugs. Moon in Gemini. Stress may be an issue during this time. So this card very much is talking about, because of the codependency, it put a lot of stress and strain on your relationship and a lot of stress and strain on everybody involved. We've got the honeymoon, enjoy holiday time together. Reflection, give each other some space at this moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. So the honeymoon card, with all of this stress and needing to step back, is, as much as you two wanted to be together, you wanted this more than the other person, it is not time for that right now, because they are grappling with issues like codependency and being dependent on people that are certainly not healthy for them or healthy in their life. And the only way they're going to see that is if you step back and allow them to see that. That's why you need to remove your energy in as much as possible as you can, so that they're not able to use you as a means of blame. So step back, let them analyze their own life, let them see the things that they need to see for themselves. We've got the Queen of Swords upside down. And the Queen of Swords, and this is in the present energy, the Queen of Swords is very much a card of a woman who is quite done dealing with the things the way they used to be. She's like, look, I'm not there no more. I'm not going to live my life in that energy anymore. So this is someone stepping back. And this is the Cancer card. The Chariot is the card Cancer upside down. And while this woman is saying, I'm not willing to live in that energy anymore, in that pain anymore, the Chariot card is upside down, meaning that the goal that this person is setting is not yet come to fruition, but that there is communication about everything. Like there is still communication with the person that you cared about, and if there isn't direct communication, there's some kind of communication going on between you two, and there's a lot of it. And we've got the Two of Wands upside down, meaning that there is not a lot of harmony. I mean, this is how I see this. Maybe the communication is coming in, and there's a lot of communication, but maybe at times it becomes really sparse, or maybe at times it becomes really um, unpleasant, and there could be fights, and there could be things going on that cause a lot of pain. So we have gone from Gemini to Pisces, Gemini being a very young energy of like duality, like the duality, to Pisces, which is an older, more mature energy of duality. So the duality is there. There is this want to work with each other and want to see each other, but it's being blocked by, again, this codependent situation that is occurring. And your person doesn't even realize that they're codependent. They are having a hard time even seeing that they're in the wrong in any way. So they just think that they're hunky-dory and doing great, and that you're the one that needs to work on yourself because you're the problem. And they're not even seeing that you have been working, and you have been climbing, and you have been reaching higher heights, and you have been doing everything you need to do for yourself. And while that's going on, they don't want to see that it's not you that is the issue, it's them that has become the issue. So Pisces, beware of indulging in negative or depressive tendencies. And we talked about this, and people that are codependent are of course not healthy, so it is causing them to have a lot of depressive and negative tendencies. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Just because there is a negative cycle or a painful moment going on doesn't mean that you need to walk away from loving yourself. So really dig in there and love yourself, because there is a transformation coming. Now, passion, of course, there's passion between you and this person, at least on your end. Transformation, your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And remember, I talked about this being, there's miracles coming. The transformation from these negative codependent cycles and this person not seeing the truth of their behavior and action is coming up. It's coming to the fore. It's coming to you guys now. They are healing because you have stepped back. So we have got the Two of Swords upside down. This is two people at odds with each other. Like they're even on the same body, but they're very much at odds with each other. This is upside down. So these odds in this decision making, the decisions are no longer being made. And we've got the Death card upside down. And the Death card, when it is upside down, I always see that, almost always, not always, but almost always, as a resurrection of the old. So you have got someone coming back that is no longer wanting to play games and no longer wanting to live in these denial energies or without you. Like I told you, the codependency is going to be highlighted so that it's not going to be revealed to you at first, but it's being revealed to them now. And they are coming back, and it's going to be a victorious reunion and a renewal of everything. With the Fool card, everything is renewing. Now be careful of just running and rushing back in, because you don't want to get hurt again. You don't need to be hurt again. Make sure you are healing and loving yourself before you make any decisions with this person. But yes, there is definitely reconciliation I see on the horizon. This relationship is the relationship. This is for people that may have been apart for a lot longer than a few months, up to 4 to 6 to a year. This is definitely for longer separations, though this can be for shorter ones too. This is just what I'm hearing. This has been longer separations. So this is a this, like I said, is coming back into reconciliation. It's starting. If it is not reconciled by this week, it will be starting to be reconciled. You guys will be building back up again together. So we've got take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength with the full moon card. Forgiveness and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So this is about, again, you guys reconciling, because we got the Chariot card right side up, and where it's upside down and you guys are not doing well, it's right side up in the future. And this card, forgiving and learning, with the take time to relax, recharge, and replenish, remember focusing on yourself and loving yourself. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So while you're loving yourself and focusing on yourself, you're really healing. You're really changing the energy of self from those codependencies with this person and with the pain that you've had in the past. And it's just helping you heal yourself in the most loving way. Like what I was told to do with your ego is your ego acts up. Your ego is like a child that is very hurt and upset. And you've got to love your ego like a child. And that really, really does help. Every time the ego comes up, loving your ego like it's your child really helps with a lot of healing. So we've got embrace. Together you find the missing pieces. Again, like I said, this is definitely a relationship that is reconciling. We're on the way to reconciling beginning this week in a big way. You're going to hear a lot of communication about this. And now towards the end of the week, we've got the Two of Cups. And again, I talked about, this already starting to be reconciled. Don't rush right back, because you need to make sure that this person really is truly healing. We've got the moon upside down. Don't be afraid. The Queen of Chalices. A lot of love being offered to you, and the Star. So all excellent cards talking about the relationship healing and those miracles I talked about really rushing into your life. So make sure, though, as you come back together, you've healed any codependency issues. Drugs, cheating, marriage partners, childhood trauma, my cat is saying hello to everybody. Friends that you are just too close to. Things like that. People that could be representing codependency issues in your life. And one really good example of codependency would be like you're married to someone, they're on drugs, and you are their enabler, and you guys are codependent on each other because you are in a relationship where they depend on you to make everything normal for them every day so that they can continue to live in their drug-induced reality, okay, which is not healthy. And it's horrible to be with someone that's a drug addict or an alcoholic. So Moon in Capricorn, put aside emotional concerns and focus on achieving and increasing financial security. So while this relationship is definitely coming back together beautifully and definitely being healed of codependency issues, what you guys will be focusing on together, it could be you focusing on it, is you're really focusing on your emotional life, and you're also focusing on your career and how you are going to work your best self to be able to support everything. Like you're going to be getting more money and becoming more wealthy is what I hear. So emotions are emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment, and that is part of the codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and relationships that are inappropriate relationships are addictive. Romances can be addictive. There could be situations where you've seen someone that's married, and that's addictive. It's codependency. Abuse is addictive. Codependency comes in a lot of different forms. So this is really talking about, with that total healing and the relationship coming back together, that these things are healing, but they're not going to heal unless you are loving and embracing yourself, so that you are no longer in the energy of accepting abusive and codependent behavior. You don't want to be the enabler anymore. Okay. All right. So the Three of Swords upside down. This is clarification. Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Emperor upside down. And these are clarification. These don't look very clear. Now, okay, the reason, all right, this just goes right back into codependency, which has been a serious big highlight in this reading. The broken heart that was sustained by things ending has caused a lot of physical and emotional struggle to the one that actually ended it. Not, it did to you, but it made you climb up out of your pain and regret and fear and start healing things inside of yourself you didn't even realize were wrong. So the person that ended it, though, is really beginning to regret what they did because they realize they've walked away from someone really good and that it's caused them, you know, undue turmoil and stress because they were focusing way too much back here on someone from the past that hurt them, that caused them pain, and that caused them to hide in their shell. Also, they wanted to try to recreate a relationship that they thought was great with you. And this looks like a masculine energy by the Emperor. It can be feminine, but it looks like a masculine energy. And you are not that person. You don't need to even act like that person. Love yourself, do you, and do not allow anybody to drag you into their fantasy of what a relationship or love should be just because they experienced something with someone else that they enjoyed. You are an excellent, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen too. You are excellent. You are loving. You are beautiful. You are capable. You are powerful. And you don't have to be anything else but who you are. And you don't have to do anything to be loved properly. Okay? Moon in Taurus. Now is the time for focusing on finances. What is that? And practical manners. Matters, not manners. I can't speak. So this is definitely, and we've gotten this twice with Capricorn and with Taurus in the clarification. It's really time to be focusing on your career and yourself and your physical well-being. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So that's really talking about them realizing the codependency issues that have been going on. We've got twin flame, your passions ignite. And then we've got the moon in Libra card. Avoid making serious decisions. Instead, focus on creating harmony within your relationship. So instead of just rushing back together with this person who really wants you back, make sure that what you are doing is focusing on creating harmony within your relationship so that when you do come back together, things are seriously healed. You're not living in codependency. There is no enabler energy and abuser energy, that there's no third parties anymore, that third parties can be friends too. They don't have to necessarily be someone that's a lover, though there was possibly a third party happening. And you do not have to be the ghost of anybody else to make someone else happy. Okay? Hope you have a bright, blessed week. Thank you for stopping by and watching my reading. Have a blessed day. Please subscribe.